Hello, and thank you for joining me on today's video blog. I'm Stephen Pilkington with the Path Home team. So thank you so much on joining me on today's video blog. Today we're going to talk about the real estate markets, everything that's happening with COVID-19, and what does this mean for the real estate markets. So first and foremost, we don't have a crystal ball, yet we do lean into many of the best, brightest, smartest economists nationwide to really look at what's happening in today's market now and to really analyze what's the best bet moving forward. Now, what we can tell you is the first quarter of this year, so January through March, was actually a pretty strong quarter. And even though the COVID hit in the last couple of weeks of March really slowed us down, the prices haven't really been changing that much. We're seeing a little bit less luxury properties. If your property's further away from Denver, we're seeing a little bit less of those sell. Yet the properties in the city, in Denver, they're still transacting. And even with the restrictions that have been, with the sheltering in place, we're still seeing properties sell. That being said, like I've said recently, it's all about, is your price correct for the condition? Is it correct for the neighborhood and what is actually sold recently or what's gone under contract recently, not trying to set a new all-time high. So we're still pretty close to our highs. We're just not necessarily there. So overall, things are still doing pretty well. That being said, the inventory, it's down about 30% compared to what it was even a month ago. A lot of folks have brought their house off the market. That being said, Denver still has people moving in and out of the city. So there's still people that are getting married, having babies, relocating, people who are passing away in homes that need to sell. Divorces are happening still. So we're still seeing homes hitting the market, and we're not seeing the signs of what happened in 2008. So to piggyback on top of that, I'm going to share a link so you guys can all check it out. We are expecting this to be more like a V drop. Instead of a drop that then takes forever to come back, we're expecting more of a drop and then going back up. And there's a couple of key factors that lead us to believe that. And by us, I mean the experts that we look towards. And number one, inventory is really low. If you look at what our inventory is now in the city of Denver, in the state of Colorado, and then even nationwide, it is much lower than what it was in 2006 and 2007, right before that big crash in 2008. In fact, in most areas, it's about a third the amount. So we're talking significantly less homes in the market right now. The next thing we're looking at, and this was one that really surprised me, was the amount of return on average, the rate of return, the appreciation per year, has been so much lower in the last 5 years as it was for the 5 years leading up to that 2008 decline, where you had many years where the entire country was seeing 10, 11% rates of return. We're seeing 4 to 6%, which is above the average, yet it's still a great return. Denver, we've seen closer to that 8, 9%. Last year was the first year that we saw a little bit lower return. So we're not seeing quite that same ramp up. And then the final factor that we're seeing right now is 58% of the homes, almost 59, nationwide have 50% LTV or less, and about 37% have their home paid off. So what that means, loan to value is the LTV. So 59% of the people out there owe less than 50% of what the home is worth. So if you've got a $500,000 house, the average price for Denver, their mortgage is $250,000 or less. And the final little one that they kind of squeezed in there was the amount of equity that people have been taking out of their home. Now, people have definitely taken a lot of equity out in this last run-up, but it's about 25% of what they took out before 2008. So what we're seeing is that the last crisis was a housing crisis. It was a financing crisis. This crisis has been more of a health crisis. And while we're not sure what's going to happen with those jobs and which, especially the restaurant industries and a lot of service industries, and our heart goes out to those folks, and we're here to help any way that we can, we're not seeing that same bubble that happened in 2008. So just hold tight. We're going to keep you informed as much as we can. If you have questions, concerns, please let me know. Please comment below. You can text me or call me directly. You can get me on my cell phone at 303-587-0402. Again, that's 303-587-0402. So I hope you've enjoyed and got some value out of today's video blog. and with the numbers of what's happening in Denver real estate and real estate as a whole. If you saw value here, please let me know. If you didn't like the topic and you'd like me to speak about something else, please let me know that as well. And until the next blog, stay safe, stay healthy, follow all the guidelines that the CDC is saying, stay home, and we're here for you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.